Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine finding just a single phone number, a seemingly tiny detail,
Hmm.
and suddenly your whole world shifts, and it sends you and your friends on this, well, frantic quest across the city.
Yeah,
That's precisely where our deep dive begins today.
right.
We're delving into a really gripping narrative. We're drawing from a stack of sources.
Hmm.
There's a deeply personal diary, and also the real-time, often kind of chaotic journey of this group.
This group of friends, yeah.
Exactly.
Got it.
Determined to uncover a hidden truth. So our mission is to piece together the clues, try to understand the, profound human connections at play,
Definitely.
and find out what happened to this missing couple, Nigel and Regina.
And our sources offer quite a fascinating blend, you see. On one hand, we have the immediate, sometimes kind of humorous exchanges of the adventurers. That's Deb, Shrey, Avantika, and Tia,
Yeah.
as they're chasing leads right
It's
now.
in the present day.
Exactly. But then on the other hand, there are these stark, really poignant entries from Readham's diary.
Ah, the diary.
Yeah, offering this raw, historical view on the very people they're looking for. It's a compelling contrast, isn't it? Present-day hunt versus past tragedy. It gives a really layered picture.
It really does. And as we join them, the group is already, well, they're feeling the pressure.
Understandably.
One of our sources sums it up perfectly, noting things just get worse. First, it was a broken down building, then a name and a number that led us nowhere, and now just a number without a name.
Wow, just a number.
Just a number. They're holding on to this single phone number, and they have a really strong hunch it belongs to Nigel. This is based on a chilling entry in Ridham's diary.
Okay.
So our story picks up with Deb and Shrey. They're becoming more and more convinced this mystery number, it has to be Nigel's landline.
Okay. Why the landline?
Well, Ridham's diary, which is just crucial here, had this entry. He described calling someone named Sumi from Nigel's flat because he was really disturbed. This is when Nigel and Regina had been missing for days.
Right, okay.
Apparently, Sumi hadn't been picking up calls from Ridham's own phone, so in this moment of, I guess, sheer restlessness and worry, he used Nigel's landline.
Ah, that makes sense. A different number might get through.
Exactly. Now, Shrey, he's naturally frustrated with the whole thing. Our sources quote him basically exclaiming, "Doesn't it fucking look like someone is playing with us?"
Yeah, you can feel the frustration building.
Totally. But despite the irritation, he takes action. He dials the number they have.
And
It's engaged, which confirms it's a live line.
yeah.
That's something, isn't it? A glimmer of hope.
It is. It means it's not disconnected, not a dead end entirely.
Right.
Oh.
But Shrey doesn't stop there. He's got this clever trick up his sleeve. He logs on to a specific government website.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basically like a digital archive of Bangalore's landlines and their registered addresses. Think of like a high-tech phone book.
Wow, okay. That's useful.
And the discovery is immediate.
Yeah.
It's super clear. The source says, bang on, the number is registered in the name of Nigel Abraham. It says MG Road.
MG Road, Bangalore. Bang on is right. That's huge.
It's a massive breakthrough, as you can imagine. It completely solidifies their next move.
Yeah.
Avantika, sensing the shift, she asks, to Bangalore then.
Big obvious next step.
And Shrey and the narrator, Deb, they just nod, ready to dive into travel plans. The game, as they see it, is definitely on.
What's fascinating here is this mix. It's like an old school clue, a diary entry leading to very modern detective work using these, publicly accessible digital tools.
Right.
It really shows how information, even something seemingly small like an old landline number, can suddenly become the key, the pivot point that unlocks a whole mystery. It's a powerful example of, connecting the dots.
Absolutely. But just as this excitement for Bangalore is building, Tia, she throws an unexpected wrench into the works.
Oh no, what happened?
She flat out refuses to go.
Yeah.
Says she doesn't have the money, and she's really scared of her parents.
Ah, the practicalities.
Yeah, apparently her mom just checked her bank statement and scolded me for spending so much. She's a student, feels she absolutely has to go back to Delhi.
Okay, that's a real problem.
And when Shrey offers to pay for her trip, she refuses, point blank. Says, "I will not allow it." The narrator even notes, suddenly Taya has started to sound a little grown-up and sensible. It's almost shocking.
Right. A dose of reality hitting the adventure.
But Shrey, he's always resourceful, isn't he? He quickly comes up with a solution. He just smiles and says, "You don't have to pay for it because Chrome Ink Press will."
Chrome Ink Press, Deb's company.
Exactly. Which prompts Deb, the narrator, to protest, like, what the fuck? Why should we?
Huh. Fair question.
But Shrey's got his answer ready. You wanted a story, Deb. This is your story, so this should go into the company account, right?
Creative accounting for the sake of the story. I like it.
Makes sense in a weird way. But even with the money sorted, Taya's mom is still this looming hurdle.
Right, the permission issue.
But Avantika, wow, she shows some incredible quick thinking. Takes Taya's phone, and apparently, posing as Taya's department head, she has this really convincing chat with Taya's mom.
No way. Does it work?
Totally works. Her mom totally buys whatever Avantika says and extends her trip by another few days. Ty gets this huge smile relief back in the game.
Avantika sounds like quite the operator. That's amazing.
It really is. Quite the human moment amidst all
Yeah.
the urgency.
Yeah.
And speaking of human moments, after all that stress, Tia, almost innocently, she pleads, "Can't we at least party for one night? It's getting so boring, guys."
After all that drama, she wants to party.
Yeah. The group is described as basically a crumbled heap of tissue from exhaustion, but they reluctantly agree.
I guess they needed a break.
Maybe. They decide on Hawaiian Shack in Bandra, but not before stopping for vodka and beers. And Taya, ever the practical one about money, even shouts at them for drinking inside the club. No one gets drunk inside. That's just a waste of money.
Uh-huh. Priorities, right. Pre-game to save cash. Very student-like.
Totally. And then, after this night of revelry, Taya wakes up in a total panic about their flight. They'd told her it was 6 a.m.
Oh.
But the others, well, they reveal their little prank.
Ah.
The flight had actually been delayed to 10 a.m. They just didn't tell her.
Oh, that's mean. But kind of funny.
Taya's indignant. But why the fuck didn't you guys tell me? And Avatika hits back with a playful jab. You're not the only one here who can be a pain in the ass.
Ouch! Sounds like typical friends messing with each other, even in a serious situation.
It does. But that party detour, the prank,
Yeah.
it feels almost counterintuitive for such a high-stakes mission, doesn't it?
Well, yes and no. How do these personal dynamics, these individual needs, even the jokes, how do they actually shape the journey rather than just getting in the way?
That's a great question.
It's, I think, a crucial point. These aren't just diversions, right? They show the deeply human side of any big quest. The need for release, for connection, maybe even for a little bit of humor. It grounds the whole drama in something relatable.
Yeah, I see that.
It shows that resilience often comes from these shared moments, the light ones as well as the heavy ones. How they navigate these personal hurdles, the money, the parents, the exhaustion it tests them. But ultimately, it seems to strengthen their bond.
Makes them more real.
Exactly. It proves that serious quests are done by real people, with real lives, real relationships. It makes it so much more than just some dry investigation.
Okay, so the journey to Bangalore is now properly underway. But things take another unexpected turn.
Again, what now?
While they're waiting for the flight, Avantika decides to try calling Nigel's landline again.
Okay.
This time someone picks up. Nigel's parents picked up.
Oh, wow. Finally.
Yeah. And the news they share is, well, it's stark. It completely changes the perspective on their mission, they say. Nigel has been in a rehabilitation facility in Bangalore for the last few months. He's not doing too well.
Rehab.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's heavy.
Very.
Yeah.
And Tia, remember, she hasn't read Reedham's diary. She's completely dumbfounded by this.
Of course. She's hearing this cold.
Right. This moment really highlights how she's been gradually pulled deeper into this story. Now she's confronting this piece of the tragedy head on, something the others kind of already understood from the diary.
Yeah.
The narrator reflects on this, saying, no matter how much Taya has tried to distance herself from the story, she's a part of it too. We are all a part of it now. There is no escaping it. Our lives, their lives, it's all intertwined now.
That's a powerful realization. And this news about Nigel being in rehab, that's pivotal, isn't it? It shifts everything.
How so?
Well, it doesn't just answer the where is he question. Critically, it starts to hint at the why they disappeared, maybe. It signals that the mystery isn't just about finding people anymore.
Right, it's deeper.
It suggests a much deeper struggle, almost certainly involving addiction and its, profound life-altering consequences. This revelation sets a very serious, very somber tone for what they're about to walk into in Bangalore. It moves the whole story into much more difficult territory.
Definitely. And to really grasp the weight of Nigel's situation and maybe what awaits them, we absolutely have to turn back to Reedham's diary. Specifically, these harrowing entries from January 2011. They chronicle the events leading up to this.
Okay, let's hear it. This sounds crucial.
So January 13th, 2011, Reedham observes this really drastic change in Regini. She doesn't seem like the cute girl next door he remembered.
How so?
He says she looks strange. There's something applied to her eyes that makes them look dark and evil. He's worried, decides he needs to stage an intervention, plans to tell her flat out Nigel was wrong and she should leave him.
Gutsy move. Did he do it?
He doesn't get the chance. He sees Regini leaving with Nigel on a bike and notices they have without any helmets in sight. This just ramps up his anxiety.
Oh, man.
Their phones are off. He gets really distressed, calls Sumi again from Nigel's landline, remembering that Sumi hadn't picked up his own number before.
Trying anything.
Later, Nigel's parents confirm Nigel went off to Cork. But that night, Rhythm hears Regini's chirp, maybe her laugh, and Nigel's voice coming from her room next door.
So they didn't go to Cork, or they came back.
Unclear, but they're back. The next day at the office, Rhythm sees Regini looking clean, almost like herself, but he notes dark shadows beneath her eyes, and her eyes were a little swollen due to lack of sleep.
The physical signs are there?
Yeah. They just exchange a single word, sorry, written on a tissue paper. And Rhythm, always hopeful, feels things are getting back to normal. I am glad.
Oh, Rhythm, you want to warn him.
I know, but this hope is just tragically short-lived.
January 28th, 2011. 3 hours past midnight, a policeman calls Rhythm.
Oh, no.
Regini's in the hospital. The reason? Drug overdose. Cocaine with dangerous levels of alcohol in their bloodstreams. Both of them.
Cocaine and alcohol, lethal combination. Nigel's in the general ward. But Regini, she remains in the ICU for more than 6 hours. Rhythm is there alone, feeling incredibly guilt-ridden. He calls her parents in the UK, but he downplays it. Calls it a one-time thing. An accident.
Covering out of guilt or fear, maybe.
He despises himself for it. Writes, I had been a coward. I hated myself.
That's heartbreaking, the weight he must have felt.
Immense. Regini survives the immediate crisis, but the doctors, they deliver devastating news. She's suffered kidney and liver damage, which was irreversible.
Irreversible, oh my God.
Regini's parents arrive. Rhythm tries to console her crying mother, all while observing Regini looking just weak, frail. Her complexion was chalky. Just a devastating scene painted by the sources.
Unimaginable for everyone involved.
3 days later, Regini's still in the ICU. A police case is filed, and both she and Nigel are officially recommended to a rehabilitation center.
There it is, the rehab recommendation.
Rhythm is the one who has to deliver this news to Regini. He describes her just kept staring blankly at the wall and crying. She did not look at me even once.
She couldn't face him or just shut down.
Hard to say. He leaves, feeling her eyes follow him out, just wishing things are better tomorrow.
Wow, those diary entries. They're just brutal. What really comes through is this devastating first-person view of addiction's grip, right? The slow unraveling, the collapse.
Absolutely.
It really showcases the utter helplessness you feel watching someone you care about self-destruct and the profound, long-lasting consequences. This backstory, it provides the critical why this matters so much for the group now. They're not just finding people.
No.
They're confronting this incredibly tragic history, the painful aftermath. It must change how they see everything, their own friendship, their responsibility.
Yeah, definitely. So cut back to the present on the flight to Bangalore. The mood is tense.
Understandably.
I bet. Tia, she's still processing the rehab news, asks again if Nigel is seriously in rehab. And the massive task of actually confronting Regini.
Yeah.
It's weighing heavily on all of them.
Who's going to do it?
Shrey asks, who's going to talk to Regini? And apparently, everyone looks at Deb, the narrator.
The writer gets the tough job.
Deb feels nervous, suggests maybe we'll just give her the diary. Shrey admits it's going to be so awkward. You could just feel that apprehension hanging in the air.
Yeah, how do you even begin that conversation?
Right. And amidst all this unfolding tragedy, Deb, the narrator, has this moment of reflection on his own motives. Admits it started as a selfish pursuit. I thought this would make an interesting story.
It's an honest admission.
But then, more profoundly, he expresses this deep affection for Avantika. Says how she grounds him, gives his life perspective. He even tells her, I love you. And she just replies, I know you do.
Awkward timing, maybe, but sweet.
He even playfully admits to sometimes trying to stay up nights to watch you sleep, like that vampire in those movies.
Okay, maybe a little creepy, but comes from a place of affection, I guess.
It seems like it. And then there's Taya. Despite all her complaints, you know, you guys are crazy, I am not getting up. Or later, I am still telling you guys that it's a waste. Her real investment shines through.
How so?
Avantika playfully challenges her, asking, is that why you so desperately want to go to Bangalore? And Taya's response, this unconvincing, I just didn't want the money to go waste, it's met with laughter from everyone.
Ah, busted. She's hooked on the story, too.
Exactly. It reveals her true attachment, despite herself.
Ultimately, this whole narrative, it really goes beyond just a search, doesn't it? It digs into these universal themes.
Like what?
Well, we see the heavy burden of carrying someone else's truth, like with the diary. There's that complex interplay between, say, journalistic pursuit, Deb wanting a story, and actual personal intervention.
Right, where do you draw the line?
Exactly. And then there are the unexpected ways we find connection and purpose in these shared, really difficult experiences. It's almost a testament to how, even facing profound sorrow, human bonds can deepen. They provide this crucial anchor.
An anchor, not just for Nigel and Regini, but for the friends doing the searching too.
Precisely. It's transforming their lives as well in ways they probably didn't expect.
So our deep dive today, it's really taken us on quite an emotional roller coaster. From the initial thrill of finding that digital clue
Yeah, the landline number.
to the really sobering reality of this tragic past revealed in the diary. We've seen how one phone number could unravel this devastating story of addiction, loss, and how it intricately weaves together all these lives. Reedham, Regini, Nigel, and our group of friends.
Absolutely. And that journey to Bangalore, it's clearly so much more than just a trip now, isn't it? It's become this encounter with the echoes from Reedham's diary. It's a confrontation with these irreversible consequences.
Yeah.
And a profound test of their own courage, their compassion. As one of the sources puts it so powerfully, our lives, their lives, it's all intertwined now. There is no escaping it. That phrase just perfectly captures the inescapable nature of this shared human experience they've stumbled into.
It really does. So as our deep dive closes today, you're left to ponder, maybe. When you're faced with the devastating consequences of someone's personal choices, or the quiet suffering of others that you witness, what is the true measure of friendship, of love, of our collective responsibility, perhaps? How does simply bearing witness, or maybe delivering a forgotten diary, how does that not only potentially change the course of these intertwined fates, but perhaps even alter our own perception?
Yeah.
Your own perception
Yeah.
of what truly matters in life?